Hey fellow mutants, welcome back to another video. In this video, um, I saw this screenwriting article saying the 17 best moments in the Star Wars Prequel Trilogy. And as a person who loves the prequels, I couldn't resist but to do this. So let's get into the mix, shall we? I'm going to skip the beginning part and just go right into it. So the Anakin wins the pod race. The Phantom Menace. The pod racing scene might not make a huge impact on the story at large, but it was a whirlwind of action right in the middle of the movie. Anakin's reputation as the best star pilot of the galaxy, as Obi-Wan describes him to Luke decades later, starts right here in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Even though Anakin hasn't won a pod race before this one, he gets the win when it counts. As a Jedi, Anakin quickly develops a reputation for working well under pressure, and it's clear that has always been a part of his personality. I'm kind of expecting, like, I get what they're saying. I generally do. But with the whole Star Pilot thing, if they're going to like reference like Phantom Menace, I kind of would like expect them to like reference when Anakin destroyed that facility towards the end of the movie, besides the pod race. Because that could you can kind of tell, like say that that was like Anakin's moment of becoming the best star pilot in the galaxy. But like I said, I can see where they're coming from the whole pod race thing. But actuality, I personally would say when Anakin blew up that battle station, that's when like it officially started. His reputation as the best star pilot of the galaxy started to kick in. My humble opinion. Anyway, Padme reveals her identity. Padme spends most of the Phantom Menace posing as one of Queen Amidala's handmaidens. During the meeting with the Gungan, she reveals that she's actually the Queen of Naboo, that her friend and handmaiden Sabe has been acting as her body double. This decoy system is used to keep the young queen safe during the time of crisis faced by the planet. The reveal of Padme's real role of Naboo came to surprise to Qui-Gon Jinn as, as a powerful Jedi Knight in his own right. The deception is an effective one, though Padme proves herself to be the strong negotiator even without her royal title. This also helps to earn her the trust of the Gungans, cementing an alliance that helps them to fight off the Trade Federation. I'll admit, that was like one of the best moments of the Phantom Menace. Because even me, like when I first saw the Phantom Menace, I was like, what the fuck? And turns out the girl who plays Sabe is Karen Knightley. And I was like, what? So that was cool. So now we're going to the technical clones when Anakin slaughtered the Sand People. When Anakin races to save his mother's life after she'd been kidnapped by the Tuscans, he arrives too late. She dies in his arms and he is immediately overcome with rage. Anakin takes his loss out on the Tuscan village, killing everyone in sight. He laments his actions to Padme, confessing that he killed the women and children in addition to the men. The scene is incredibly impactful to the trilogy because it's Anakin's first step into the dark side. The prequel's first feature of Darth Vader's theme in use in this scene, emphasizing the importance what what's happening to Anakin, even though he feels sorrow over his actions. Even Yoda senses the darkness this moment brings. The first domino in many that leads led to Anakin's transformation to Darth Vader. The only thing about this moment that I think could have made that part better is seeing Anakin like slaughter those Tusken Raiders like a bit longer. At least like 5, maybe 10 more seconds longer. Because I felt like the first one that we got in the movie was too short. And granted that it doesn't have to be that long, which is why I'm saying like 5, maybe 10 seconds longer would have really like put us fans more into that scene where when Anakin tells Padme about what happened on the Tusken Raider camp, the Tusken village as they refer to this article, we can like really feel for Anakin, like oh my god, you know Anakin has done these things and we know he's going to turn to Darth Vader. You really feel sorrow, like you still feel that, but then that feeling would have been stronger. If that makes sense. So long story short, if that scene was like about 5, 10 seconds longer with Anakin, I think that scene would have been more impactful. Anyways, the tragedy tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise at the Palpatine's opera. So Revenge of the Sith is all about Anakin's descent to the dark side, which was made possible from the manipulation of Chancellor Palpatine. Before his fall, Anakin's relationship with Chancellor Palpatine was one founded on trust. Palpatine abuses this from the beginning, and it's this meaning a theatrical performance that he chooses to bring up a Sith legend and attempts to tempt Anakin to the dark side. Quote unquote, Palpatine appeals to Anakin's anxieties and lays the groundwork for Anakin's fall. Palpatine uses this chance to tell Anakin about the benefits of the power of the Sith, stoking his fears of losing Padme and doubts in the Jedi along the way, specifically mentioning Plagueis' ability to protect loved ones from dying. He appeals to Anakin's anxieties and lays the groundwork for Anakin's fall. It's an important moment in the story. It has since become one of the pop culture's most beloved memes. That is true. So Padme tells Anakin she is pregnant with Luke and Leia. Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia are the pivotal players in Star Wars Original Trilogy, but the prequels are all about life before them. Padme and Anakin have been secretly married for several years by the time Anakin returns to Coruscant at the beginning of Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, because I think they like got married towards the beginning of the Clone Wars, and the Clone Wars spanned like 5 years. And Revenge of the Sith tells you the final days of the Clone Wars. So like they've been together for 5 years. Um, though, so like he is met with in the shadows by his secret wife, who gives him the happy news. Though the future parents are excited by the news, they also know that children will essentially expose their secret relationship, changing their lives forever. Well, to be fair, they also thought that their like their children was just one. They didn't know it was like two, because I don't think like if I remember reading correctly, Padme and Anakin didn't want to know the gender of said baby. So, anyways, the fear that Padme will die in childbirth is ultimately the tipping point for this that sends Anakin running to Palpatine and his dark side powers. That makes this particular moment even more pivotal, as it sets the stages for the Palpatine's final manipulation that will ultimately cause Anakin to fall. Okay? The Battle of Coruscant and rescuing Palpatine. Third installment of the Star Wars prequels is a very heavy movie, focused on Anakin's fall to the dark side. The other half hour of the movie, however, is incredibly fun and exciting to watch. Anakin and Obi-Wan are shown at their best, conducting daring moves in their starships and exchanging banter along the way. I mean, that was pretty cool scene, opening scene. Seeing them in the starfighters, their Jedi cruisers, to on their way to like General Grievous' ship. That was cool. I loved it. Badass scene. They fight off all sorts of enemy droids before engaging a high-stakes battle with Count Dooku after Anakin kills Dooku and helps both Palpatine and Obi-Wan get away. More action follows. The group is captured by General Grievous, ultimately resulting in the Jedi stealing the destroyed command ship and crash landing into safety. Yeah, that, I have to agree. That has to be one of my favorite moments of Revenge of the Sith. And fun fact, Revenge of the Sith is also my first Star Wars movie I've seen. So Obi-Wan conducts an investigation on Camino. Oh, now we're backtracking to Attack of the Clones. Obi-Wan had some excellent scenes as a Padawan, but Attack of the Clones is when he became the Jedi Knight. The audiences have been excited to see since he revealed his past to Luke Skywalker on Tatooine. His secret mission to discover a missing planet leads him to Camino, where he completely uncovered the planet's significance to the Jedi and fight off a bounty hunter in the process. This provides the first glimpse of the clone army, many of whom have become important and beloved Star Wars characters. That was cool. Like we always knew that the Clone Wars happened, right? But we didn't know like what was the Clone Wars, how was it fought, like why it was called the Clone Wars. And so like being able to see like it actually used actual clones. Like dude, that's cool. Like and seeing the beginnings of that, oh dude. If they don't have like Order 66 on here because of like obviously that's fine because of this. Because like Order 66 is definitely one of the best bits of the prequels. Mace Windu arrives and fights on Geonosis. um oh yeah, that Geonosis scene was so freaking badass. It was so freaking badass. Mace Windu's reputation of efficiency in battle is on full display during the Battle of Geonosis. He single-handedly takes on the bounty hunter Jango Fett, decapitating him in the middle of the clone-filled battle. The display of strength and skill with the lightsaber is what goes on to define him as a character, marking this moment as nothing short of iconic. I know some people are saying, "Oh, this movie, like this part, kind of like it gets cheesy because all the lightsabers and whatnot." But I dug it. It's like the prequels, like Phantom Menace. We all saw the Jedi, like the Jedi Council, like just sitting there, and the Phantom Menace was the first one movie we saw where we got to see like two Jedi facing one Sith Lord that had the blades, right? So to see multiple Jedi lighting up their lightsabers, and then going into the Geonosis battle to like just like fight the fellow like um fighting together, to like and it'd be more than two, it'd be like well close to 100. It seems like at the beginning, of course, like as the fighting progresses, we see like the giant numbers like drastically dwindle. So maybe less than 100, but still. More than two. Multiple Jedi, maybe like even 50 Jedi. Like, dude, that scene as a kid blew my mind. It blew my mind. And even watching that scene as an adult still blows my mind. That's so fucking cool. So freaking cool. It'd be really hard to top that moment with the Jedi itself. So good luck, Disney. So Yoda's fight Count Dooku. Yoda's introduction to the Star Wars franchise portrayed him as an old master hiding in the swamps of Dagobah. He trains Luke as a Jedi, but he isn't ever shown using his own skills. In Attack of the Clones, Yoda comes to Obi-Wan and Anakin's rescue as they fight against Count Dooku. The first time the Yoda is shown in battle, and it's certainly a sight to behold, paired with the emotional significance of Dooku being Yoda's own fallen apprentice. This is one of the most interesting scenes in the movie. His power to the Force was always implied, but seeing Yoda's match Dooku's skill with a lightsaber is another matter altogether, especially after he's made some quick work of Obi-Wan and Anakin. It's a rewarding glimpse into the giant master everyone wanted to see after Empire Strikes Back. I mean, that was pretty cool fight. Like Yoda's fight with Dooku, and Yoda's fight with Sidious, Darth Sidious was made me realize if Yoda was an actual character, like real life person, right, a real life being, he would be one person I would not want to get in a fight with because he would most likely kick my ass. Anyways, thank you. Thank you. And number eight was I would think this would be like top five, but number eight is like execution of Order 666. The destruction of the Jedi Order is one of the plot points that the prequel trilogy was sure to lead on. Order 66 is a clever scheme that Palpatine planned to eradicate the Jedi and trick the Republic into becoming his new empire. Triggered by an inhibitor chip embedded into the clone brains, it caused them to turn on their Jedi generals. Very few Jedi survived Order 66 due to the element of surprise and the fact that they trusted their clone troopers implicitly. Yeah, Order 66 was definitely a badass scene. Um, I feel like nowadays, since Disney bought Star Wars, they've been capitalized on that and sure go for it, but sometimes less is more, and we don't need to constantly see Jedi fighting in Order 66 per se, because we saw Cal Kestis doing it, and that was cool. But and Kenny Jarvis, we heard him talk about it in the Rebel show, but then we saw him and then in the Bad Batch, and then we saw Ahsoka fighting it in Clone Wars Season 7. And my fear is, with Order 66, they will show it so much. They will have so many Jedi survivors, it will feel where the whole Order 66 power will not be as potent as it used to be. And I would very much like to see I just don't want that to happen. I wish I'm hoping that Disney will not abuse that. Anyways, Palpatine reveals his identity and takes on the Jedi. The Jedi Council was growing suspicious of Chancellor Palpatine, but Anakin is the first Jedi to get his mission guilt. Anakin reports his findings to Mace Windu, who gathers a few other Jedi Masters to arrest the Sith Lord. Palpatine wastes no time feigning innocence and immediately engages the Jedi in a fight. And from there, everything goes downhill for the Republic. Mace arrives with several Jedi as backup, but the Jedi are overwhelmed by Palpatine's power. Finally, is only Mace left. It seems like he might actually stand a chance against the Sith Lord. Until Anakin shows up and prevents Mace from dealing a killing blow. From there, everything goes downhill for the Republic. I will have to admit, seeing the Emperor during Sidious, Emperor Palpatine, whatever you want to call him, taking on those Jedi, Mace Windu, Kit Fisto, Sassy Tin, and I forget the other Jedi in the room at the moment, as well as fighting like Yoda. Dude, that made me even more scared of Darth Sidious than I saw him when I was watching the Empire Strikes Back and Empire Return of the Jedi. Because like, was it the Force Lightning that Sidious used on Luke? Sure, that made me scared of Sidious to a certain extent. Sure, but seeing Sidious using the lightsaber and his like just seeing Sidious actually fighting people besides like letting like Vader fight someone and then letting them get tired, for like he'll use Force Lightning. Him actually like fighting and essentially winning in this like the first time, like holding his own essentially. Dude, that made me so afraid of Sidious. I'm so freaking glad that Darth Sidious ain't real, because holy shit, I would be scared of this guy. I would seriously be scared of this guy. Anywho, the fall of Anakin Skywalker. After Anakin steps into effectively after Anakin steps into effectively help Palpatine defeat Mace Windu and the other Jedi, he realizes that he made his choice. Kneeling to his feet, oh, the self-confessed Sith Lord, he pledged himself to be Sidious's apprentice. This is understandably a huge moment in the trilogy, being the first time that Anakin is fully addressed as Darth Vader. Even though Anakin doesn't have his life support suit yet, this version of him is already vastly different from the Jedi Knight he had been. Fully convinced that the dark side can give him the power needed to save Padme, Anakin plunges himself into his new identity, turning his back on the Jedi completely. It's from here that he leads the 501st to the Jedi Temple and kill younglings in the act that cements his fallen heart. Agreed. The Battle of Geonosis. The Star Wars prequels differ from the original trilogy in many ways, one of which being the fact that there were so many Jedi active in the galaxy, through which I have to say, having so many Jedi being active in the galaxy was one of the best parts for me. Because, like, we always heard about them in the original trilogy. I'm sure we saw Obi-Wan at work a little bit, Yoda training Luke Skywalker at work, but, like, gave us a real glimpse of what the Jedi were like. And I dug that. Anyways, though the Jedi Council and Temple are shown throughout the prequels, most of their scenes are more tranquil and indecisive of everyday life. The Battle of Geonosis is the first time so many Jedi are shown battle together, with many lightsabers ignited at once and surrounded by battle droids. When the clone troopers come in to offer backup for their Jedi generals, the action and excitement doubles. This person speaks truth. Okay, Darth Vader's suit is built. Darth Vader's suit is one of the most iconic details of the Star Wars saga. The sight of his suit for the first time comes at the tail end of the prequel trilogy. This is an amazing grand finale to a series of movies that has been pointing to Anakin's transformation from a sweet kid to a menacing killing machine he portrayed as in the original trilogy. While Vader's suit is being built around his broken body, Anakin's in agony. Fully awake during the process, the camera angles capture his perspective as the mask is set in place and his legendary mechanical breathing begins. From this part on, everything he would see outside in Bethany takes would be through that mask. Most tragically, the first thing Anakin does after his suit is completed is ask about Padme's health, who is his reason for seeking Sith power in the first place. That was cool to see, but it was also very sad to see. Because as soon as we as like, I feel like it's sad to see, especially when Anakin asks about Padme, when he finds out that Padme is dead. Like, what was the point of going to the dark side then? And now, pretty much for 19, 20 years, Darth Vader, Anakin is has to essentially serve this life sentence. 19, 20, 25 years, have to serve this life sentence essentially for him going to the dark side, essentially being a reason why Padme died. Dude, that is tough. So, out of all the characters for out of Star Wars, yeah, I get it. Anakin has done a lot of shit as Darth Vader, but I sympathize with him. And maybe that could be another video for another time. Why I sympathize with Anakin. Anyways, Anakin and Obi-Wan's doing most for. I'm gonna go. Okay, so Obi-Wan traveled to Mustafar hoping that he won't have to kill his friend. Once he realizes just how far gone Anakin is, he declares that he'll do what he must in order to eliminate the new threat. The resulting duel is accelerating sequence of lightsaber combat between the two Jedi against the dramatic backdrop of Mustafar, rivers of lava, climbing up and down mountain structures. It's one of the most complicated duels in the franchise, considering the emotional aspect of the fight. Anakin and Obi-Wan's duel is easily one of the most engaging scenes in the entire franchise. I'm kind of mad that they haven't mentioned Yoda versus Sidious, because that was also engaging too. Yoda was fighting for the Republic. Palpatine was fighting for his new empire. And on top of that, Yoda versus Sidious fight took coincided with Anakin versus Obi-Wan. Dude, that was fucking awesome. Anyways, two, Obi-Wan delivers Luke to Tatooine. The last scene in the entire trilogy features newborn Luke being handed to his Uncle Owen by Obi-Wan Kenobi. As the hero of the original trilogy, Luke arrives at the moisture farm on Tatooine is a huge landmark for the saga. Little else happens other than Obi-Wan passing baby Luke to Owen before retreating into the desert, but it's a hugely important scene for the story. Anakin's eventual redemption is all thanks to Luke's efforts many years later. So ending the prequels with a hopeful reminder of his existence is a powerful way to tie up the story. Yes, I agree. And Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon duel with Darth Maul. Arguably one of the best lightsaber duels in the franchise, the showdown between Darth Maul and Qui-Gon and his Padawan Obi-Wan takes place during the Battle of Naboo. The Duel of the Fates is an iconic score by John Williams that's come that has come to be synonymous with high-energy Star Wars references. Not to mention, this is the scene that reveals Darth Maul's iconic double-bladed lightsaber. Even though Qui-Gon gets killed, the duel is still incredibly well done, and one of the most well-known fight scenes in the entire Star Wars saga. That's true. I would say this. I'm kind of mad that they didn't incorporate the whole Yoda versus Sidious fight. So I know that they said like 17. If I was behind this article, I would say 18. I included the whole Yoda versus Sidious fight because I think that was definitely one of the best moments of the prequel trilogy for me. I agree with everything else um, on this list, 17 through 1. But I would say that Yoda versus Sidious should have been in that list as well. So it should have been 18 besides 17, in my humble opinion. Anyways, it was a fun read. It was fun read. Um, what do you guys think are like about this list? Do you guys like agree with this list completely? Would there be like things that you have like added? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. Be kind to one another, and may the force be with us all.